Corey, the NBA is going to start at some point. We're still not exactly sure. It's been a long negotiation. Jared Dudley came out today and said he probably is going to be the 22nd, and they will start before Christmas. I mean, what do you expect out of this?
I mean, look, it really comes down to like what we said before. If you want to get paid the full salary, you got to play. So I think it'd be wise for them to start on the December 22nd for a plethora of reasons. One, you get that PR on the Christmas day. That's a really essential part, I think, of the calendar for the NBA, along with All-Star Weekend, right? And you get to wrap everything up before the Summer Olympics, so you really respect those television deals. You can lean in on the ratings. But the issue is, the teams that went so far in the bubble, do they have enough time to rest and recover? And then will the first half of the season be a lot of resting and load management, which won't be very interesting basketball, but at least we'll have basketball. I mean, what are your thoughts, Kurt?
Yeah, exactly. I think, look, that's 500 million reasons to do it. Plus, they were saying, like, it bleeds into next season. If you don't, the real goal is, and I think we'll all go over and knock on wood, that there's a vaccine next summer, like has been sort of predicted. And we're all on that timeline. And, Fauci said last week, maybe in the fourth quarter, you can start putting sporting events back together with people in arenas. That's what the NBA is banking on. Get back on its normal schedule, make most of its money back in 2021. To do that, you have to start on December, condensed schedule, end it before the Olympics, because they do not want to run the playoff. The NBA is worried about running the playoffs up against the Olympics for really good financial reasons. They're just going to lose viewers. So I think that this gets done. What this ultimately comes down to for the players is they're arguing over the escrow amount and how much is taken out of their paychecks to balance out the 50-50 split in the league. They are willing to take, hey, use this as a negotiating leverage, take less this year, and maybe even spread it out over the pain over a couple of years rather than one big painful year. Find some way to do that. But I got to think they're going to get it done, Corey.
Yeah, and I think, like, what's the worst case scenario, right? You're going to extend it again, or you say, look, we're not going to extend the negotiating period. We're going to have to renegotiate the CBA. We're going to have a lockout. Just take the bullet this season, have a very short, truncated season, and then basically put all your marbles in for 2021 and say we're going to start on time, have a full-length season, and make sure we have fans in the stands, and just say 2021 was a wash. I mean, that's worst case, though.
That's worst case, but look, 2020 didn't go well for them, but they got in 2/3 of a season. It's 2020. This next season, they're not going to have fans in the stands probably for most of, if not any of it. This is going to be a more financially painful season, and you're better in some ways just ripping off the Band-Aid, getting it over with, getting all the TV money you can, and moving on and being back on schedule in a year. And I think both sides realize that. It's just been some very public, painful negotiations as they did some saber rattling, right? Like it just read that way where they go back and forth in the media.
Yeah, but not as public and painful as baseball.
No. There was no Mike Trout. They won on that one. So